Anthony, please make sure that they're both unmuted.
Test 1 2. Test.
Okay.
All right. World of Concrete. Let's do it.
All right, Anthony.
2026. Yeah.
Anthony, bring mic 2 down. It's too hot.
Too hot.
On camera.
Yeah. Hey, look at this. Fake news. Just for you, buddy.
I should have done that.
You know, I was going to wear some Tiger King socks just so I could, something be memorable for Brant. All right, good morning. Is you working?
I think I am.
Yeah, there you are, man.
Yep.
2026, World of Concrete, here we are.
Yeah.
So, we got Mr. Scott Bullentini with Bill Spitzer and Associates with us today, and man, it's just a pleasure to have you out here this year with us.
This first year, yeah.
First year. So, help me, I guess, understand a little bit more about you and your background.
Sure. I'm in that age group where in college I wasn't 100% certain what I wanted to do, but I was it enough. And I was working schools as while I went to school, and I got a taste for oil and gas and energy. And that helped guide my education, the choices I made while I was in school, what I wanted to study. That led me to working for a contractor, Gulf States, out of Corpus. But I was out in California at the time, working in Benicia. I did that for about 5 years. Then I went to work for Illinois Tool Works and spent time working on their group. And I was worldwide. I had distributors in 70 countries that I managed, most of which was just technical support, very similar to what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
The distributors did a lot of the heavy lifting, and I did the help with the technical side of it. There came a point where I got a little fatigued of the travel, and I moved over to Jacobs Engineering at the urging of a friend of mine that worked there. I spent the better part of 11 years in the supply management side and the project control side. So I got a flavor for EPCs, mega projects, how projects are driven from both an execution and a cost standpoint. Great experience for me. And then Jacob to move over a role with kind of my baseline. So I went back to my roots, which was Bill Spitzer.
Yeah.
And from there, that's blossomed into what I'm doing today. So my career has been varied, but it's been a gathering of experience.
Right, right. Man, that's a lot. I mean, you've been able to touch all aspects. You know, as you said, being on your tools, going into a technical role, going back in the EPC side, getting to support all. Gets an idea. We get a construction project. We go from design phase to IFCs to procurement, and you've been involved with every step of that. So
Exactly. I've had great experience of understanding the drivers behind execution, as you say, and then understanding that I'm in the material sales business, support, solution providing, and understanding that from a cost standpoint, schedule standpoint. So my eyes are always on things from an innovation standpoint. What can I do to speak to the sensibilities of the people who ultimately have to live with the business coding? I really enjoy that part of tying together what is, you know, to the naked eye, just a bucket of material.
Right.
And it's a lot more than that.
So also help me understand, so we can kind of show the team here at World of Concrete is, but with working with Bill Spitzer, what can people expect when they start to work with Bill Spitzer? I mean, what do you exactly, you guys, to me, a lot more than just a distribution channel, right?
Yes. So to back to my history, I worked with distribution channels all over the world, and there's nobody like Bill Spitzer and Associates. And I don't say that because I'm biased and I work there. I've had exposure to all. They're all great, but nobody does it the way that we do it. We don't think kind of delivery to the customer and then we're on to the next mission. We're oriented towards solutions. So we're customer focused. We don't necessarily bring one product to the show all the time. We bring the product, we bring the delivery method, and we bring the technical know-how to make a full 360 loop for them. So that's our differentiator. And working for Spitzer is a lot like working FasTrac. Innovation is the key. Live and die by that. Not a matter of just selling material. You have to have solutions. Separate the result, outcome. Outcome is what they're paying for.
Right.
So that's been a really great environment for me. As you run these final laps in your career, I'm experience in from all the work that I did at ITW, all the work that I did at Jacobs. I can bag all that in. I can run with a product like you guys have. Do things that I believe are not just innovative, but can change the industry.
Yeah. So also, when we look at, as you said, kind of on the innovation side, what are some of the things that Bill Spitzer has been able to do here lately? I mean, there's so many projects taking off. I mean, we're hearing every time you turn TV on, hearing about data centers. Be like, what is that? How are we going to do with AI? How are we going to do about our power grid? What are we doing about LNG, right? I heard Donald Trump say something about LNG and all these different construction projects that are happening in the oil sector. So how is Bill Spitzer, what is Bill Spitzer doing today on the innovation side to try and wrap your arms around that?
So I'll start by answering in the sense that our ownership, which is third generation, has grown our footprint. You have to have people, not machines. You have to have people that can drive the business. But we've decided we're going to be in the four corners, if you will, right? We're going to go everywhere we need to be and make sure that we have the folks that have the know-how and the willingness to buy into our culture, which is innovations. The things that we're doing and have been doing, we started out taking ourselves away from just grout sales by adding epoxy grout pumping to our repertoire, and you're well familiar with that, and a lot of folks are. Recently, between one of my colleagues, David Teamy, and myself, we've started to target mega projects. What else can we bring value add to the customer way beyond just equipment grouting?
Right.
And FasTrac led the way. We've got a product CE208 that bar none is one of the best anchoring gels on the market. But what was better than that was the delivery method. EP1500, which is off to my right, truck mounted, changed the whole game. Uplift grouting is something it's done one-to-one component, packaged component. It's mixed by hand, it's placed by hand, it's tedious, and it takes a lot when you're in a situation where you're driving piles, particularly Gulf Coast on mega projects, you need to have the ability to get done with driving piles, start the next step, which is tying rebar, mats, getting ready to pour your block foundations, because your equipment's coming.
Right.
To speed that process up is game changing, and we're in our infancy with it, but we're scratching the surface of what will be a much larger gathering of folks that are interested. We're talking to the EPCs, we're talking to the major contractors, we're doing work for those major contractors, so it's no longer a serial number one type circumstance, and we're having a tremendous amount of success. To quote some numbers, typical uplift grouting you might accomplish 40 piles in a day. With the EP 1500, we're doing 3 times that, 4 times that in a given day. And that's a huge deal because it moves the schedule in a positive direction.
Well, and that's one thing that a lot of people forget about too, is as I kind of take myself back in my previous roles. And, you know, with these projects, there's a lot of moving pieces, as we've already mentioned. But kind of going back to before AFE funding and we get able to really get the mobilize on site and start the construction project, doesn't mean that our end date's going to move, right? So
Right.
if it takes 6 months for all the T's to be crossed, I's to be dotted to get the construction project started, then you know what, we've got to figure out a way and be innovative. And so that's what's been really cool, is seeing the partnership between Bill Spitzer and Associates and FasTrac, and you guys came up and said, hey, this is what's spec'd in, right? And being able to pivot and work on something. And that EP 1500 truck was something that we originally designed on our DOT side of the market, and it's like, hey, we see, we think we have a fit, and then you say, let's go, right?
Yep. And I think that's the value of the partnership. I think, for me, I've been doing this a long time, obviously, as I spelled out. When you have something that you can go and speak to folks on the front end at that moment where they're still in their coming out of what they call FEL, and now they're really honing in their detailed design estimate to plus or minus 10, you can bring an innovation like this, you can help them impact that number positively. And their client at an EPC level is going to be happy that they have found a cost avoidance and or a cost savings. And it's real money cost savings. It's labor time. It's getting to the next phase of construction time. It's the things that they want to see. The LNG market's been a huge player in that. Think of LNG just very similar to any industry that wants to produce as fast as they can, because it's export.
Right.
Export's a big deal. So they want to get up and running as quickly as they can. So they are schedule driven. And that can mean a lot of different things in the vernacular of cost engineering, but when you can advance the schedule and you can get them to the place where they're commissioning that much faster, it's very meaningful, and it's untold amounts of cost of availability dollars.
Yeah, no, it means a lot just to see that, and when you could go back and tell that engineering, that EPC, hey guys, we're going to be able to pull some money back into your wallet, because at the end of every project, it seems like it's change order to change order, and we want to eliminate that.
Actually, I know that on one of our projects, they are talking about the EP 1500 and the CE 208 in that light. They are seeing it all the way to their top project executives, the value.
Yeah.
And I'm getting that feedback.
Man,
that's outstanding.
That's good stuff.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what else can, in regards of how can someone get a hold of, the Bill Spitzer team, yourself, to get that knowledge, the technical knowledge, and get on the front side of that project and start looking at, if it's FEL or design review, what is the normal process for people to kind of work with you guys?
So our pursuit strategy is not shotgun. We target the entities that are going to control the construction side of it. We target the owners, and we target them early. We track and trend all of our project opportunities through some internal tools. Like all companies, we do a great job of putting ourselves out there on LinkedIn. We've got a top tier website that allows folks to find us. And what I said earlier about, we have so many people on our team now.
Yeah.
And we just keep adding, and growing the business from a people perspective, and people are the ones that get the word out. And I think in terms of how we get that word out, we use forums like demonstrations, like you guys have offered us. In fact, that's how we got started on the LNG project that we're working now. We did a demo.
Right.
And we brought the truck out, we brought material out, and saw the value, and that was, the rest was history. We do demos not only with this system, but with the CE815, flow box testing. Those kind of live, hands-on demonstrations can go a long, long way, just like they do here. We do lunch and learns in a formal environment, whether that's at the engineering house, whether that's in a lunch tent on a job site, and or all of the above. We don't say no to any opportunity to gather a room full of folks. I went to a site here last week, and ad hoc, the topic of routing in Dallas that they had on a tabletop foundation came up. I pulled out my laptop. They gathered 40 people. I was shocked how many people they put on a Teams meeting and let me do my bit. So we go all 360 with every opportunity, and it starts with having people.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we are truly blessed, and thank you guys, for being partners with us, and we love the challenge. So as you guys keep getting feedback in the field, and people say, hey, could you create this? If life could be a little easier, if we could just do it this way, let's take that innovation and keep driving it through 26 and beyond.
Yeah,
so.
and I'll leave you with this, that there is nobody better than FasTrac at gluing together the two things, excuse the pun, but the product and the innovation, that's the key, in my opinion, going forward. I've been at this a long time. I've seen a lot of things come and go, and I think having the full offering is what you have. You've got great internal engineering, people like Chris Picos who are behind the scenes, and the wheels go around. Your chemists, test lab, it's a big deal to us. And you guys are easily accessible. I think that's what customers listening want to know, is that I'm not going through some long chain of events to get to somebody to help me find a solution.
Right. So.
Well,
hey man, we appreciate it, and hope you enjoy the rest of World of Concrete for 2026, and we'll continue to keep growing.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay.
Scott.
All right.
All right, bud.